Hello and welcome everyone on the official platform of Legacy IS Academy. So today in this session I am going to discuss most important 15 MCQs with respect to ancient religion and philosophies. Because I have seen most of these students, they get confused in ancient philosophies and religions. क्योंकि philosophical चीज़ें बहुत कम ही लोगों को समझ में आती है और it needs practice actually. रीडिंग ही सब कुछ नहीं है. तो इन टॉप 15 क्वेश्चंस में कुछ ऐसे तरीके से हमने प्रिपेयर किया हुआ है ताकि ये क्वेश्चंस आपको बेनिफिट देंगे इन योर यूपीएससी प्रीलिम्स एग्जामिनेशन 2024. सो ये जो आप क्वेश्चंस अभी इसमें प्रैक्टिस करेंगे, ये क्वेश्चंस आपके सभी इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक्स को भी कवर कर लेगा फ्रॉम द पर्सपेक्टिव ऑफ एंशिएंट रिलीजन and philosophies. So without any delay, let's begin with the session. Now first question here is, consider the following statements regarding Vedanta school of thought. Now what is the context of the question? Vedanta school of thought. और हमेशा जब भी आप क्वेश्चंस लगाइए, हमेशा क्वेश्चन के कॉन्टेक्स्ट पर फोकस करिएगा. Now, this Vedanta school of thought. Now, first try to understand. You should know what is Vedanta. Vedanta, which is created by two words, Ved plus Ant. That is end of Vedas. Clear? Which talks about Atma and Paramatma, Brahma. Clear? So, first statement here is, it believes in the argument of Brahma and indestructible Atma. Second statement, it denies the theory of Punarjanam or rebirth. Third statement, Shankaracharya considered Brahma to possess certain attributes. Which of the statements given above is obliged are correct? Option A 1 only, B 1 and 3, C 2 only, and D 2 and 3rd. Now अब यहां पर आपको बताना है कि कौन से स्टेटमेंट करेक्ट है. क्लियर? सो ये चीज ध्यान रखिएगा. नाउ फर्स्ट यू शुड नो व्हाट इज वेदांता स्कूल ऑफ थॉट. क्लियर? और सभी लोग कमेंट सेक्शन में आंसर लिखते रहिए अगर आपको पता है, और प्रैक्टिस करते रहिए वेदर इट इज करेक्ट और रॉन्ग. गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? आंसर जरूर लिखिए कमेंट पे. क्लियर? आई विल सी योर कमेंट एंड इफ यू हैव एनी डाउट, हम लोग आपके डाउट्स को एड्रेस भी करेंगे. नाउ फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट, इट बिलीव्स इन द आर्ग्यूमेंट ऑफ ब्रह्मा एंड इनडिस्ट्रक्टिबल आत्मा. So this statement is correct. Brahma means supreme soul, Atma individual soul. Clear? So first is correct. Second, it denies the theory of Punarjanam or rebirth. No, it accepts the theory of Punarjanam or rebirth. So second statement क्या है? गलत है यहां पर. This is wrong. This one is correct. Then Shankaracharya considers Brahma to possess certain attribute. What was the philosophy of Shankaracharya? Adi Shankaracharya? Aham Brahmasmi. Now, here it talks about Brahma to possess certain attributes or certain qualification. This was mentioned by Ramanujacharya. Clear? So, third statement is also wrong. So only first statement is correct and question is asking which statement is correct. Option A. Getting my point? Option A, 1 only. So as you can see here, option A, Vedanta is made up of two words, Ved plus Ant, end of Vedas. And this school upholds the philosophies of life. Getting my point? And that is why this argument considers Atma and Brahma to be the same. अब आत्मा एंड ब्रह्मा कैसे? नाउ इफ पर्सन हैज द नॉलेज ऑफ सेल्फ, आज दुनिया में लोग किस भ्रम में जी रहे हैं? इग्नोरेंस. They are ignorant about themselves. So, if the person has the knowledge of the self, he would automatically understand Brahma and would achieve salvation, mentioned in this philosophy. So, first statement is correct. Second, Vedanta theory also gives credence to theory of karma, punarjanam. So, second statement was incorrect. So, option A is the right answer. And Ramanujacharya considered Brahma to possess certain attributes. Clear? ये याद रखिएगा. So, with this, Ramanujacharya also talked about devotion. Clear? He also talked about devotion as the path towards salvation. Clear? Now, next question. Which of the following are considered as three ratnas under Jainism? बहुत ही easy question है. But I have seen students, they get confused. First, right faith. Second, right livelihood. Third, right knowledge. Fourth, right speech. And fifth, right conduct. Select the correct answer using the codes given below. बताइए, what would be the right answer? Comment section में सभी लोग लिखते रहिए. Three Ratnas. Of Jainism. Right faith. Right faith. Right knowledge. And right conduct. Clear? First, third, fifth. So, first, third, fifth, option C. Clear? Now, why right faith is needed? Why right knowledge is needed? So, right faith, you should have faith in the teachings of Tirthankars. Clear? So, C is the right answer. As you can see here, so the teachings of Mahavira, three principles of Jainism, three Ratnas, right faith, right knowledge, right conduct. Clear? So, right faith kya hai? What is right faith? Right faith is the belief in the teachings and wisdom of Mahavira. That you should have faith in the teachings and wisdom of Mahavira. Second, right knowledge. Knowledge, that means acceptance of the theory. Because Jainism, when you see Jainism, so Jainism says that there is no God and that the world has been existing without a creator. World has been existing without a creator. That is why even non-living things have a soul. Clear? All object possess soul. Same kind of question have been asked in UPSC last year also. Then right conduct, that they have to observe 5 great vows. First, not to injure life, non-violence, not to lie. Clear? Third, not to steal, not to acquire property, and not to lead an immoral life. So these are 5 vows. This is called as right conduct. अब आप कभी नहीं भूलेंगे, because most of the students I have seen वो सिर्फ मगअप कर लेते हैं 3 रत्नास. That right faith, right knowledge, right conduct. You should know why right faith. Why right faith? You should have the belief in the teachings and wisdom of Mahavira. तो जब आपको पर्पस पता हो जाएगा तो चीजें आपके माइंड में बैठ जाएंगी. Clear? Now, another question. Consider the following statements regarding Yoga School of Philosophy. Yes. So here the context is Yoga School of Philosophy. First, it believes that human being can achieve salvation by combining meditation and physical application of yogic techniques. Second, it is argued that these techniques lead to the release of Purush from Prakriti and would eventually lead to salvation. Now the question is asking, which of the following above is oblique are correct? अब इनमें से correct कौन सा है? So you have to mention which is correct. Getting my point? Clear? So first statement, Yoga School of Philosophy Now, this school of philosophy, first of all, it is given by Maharishi Patanjali. In his book Yoga Sutra. Now, this philosophy says that human being can achieve salvation by combining meditation plus physical application of yogic techniques. Second, it says that it leads to the release of Purush from Prakriti and it leads to the path of salvation. So, both the statements are correct. That is why when we talk about meditation, dhyan, that is why various asanas are there and pranayams are there. Clear? So, as you can see here, so option C, both the statements are correct. So, remember this thing, that this philosophy says that these techniques lead to the release of Purush from Prakriti and it leads to salvation. So, the origin of this school have been expounded in Yoga Sutra of Patanjali. Now, एक चीज और बता दूं पतंजलि से related, Maharishi Patanjali was the priest of Pushyamitra Shunga. Remember this thing, priest of Pushyamitra Shunga dynasty. Clear? In 2nd century BC. So the physical aspect of this school, it deals with exercises in various postures. That is why those exercises in various postures are called as asanas, and there are several type of breathing exercise that are called as pranayams. Clear? Now, another question. Question number 4. Consider the following statement regarding teachings of Buddha. First, Buddha rejects the existence of God. Second, Buddha taught that the soul does not exist. Third, Buddha laid great emphasis on the law of karma. Which of the statement given above is oblique are correct? Option A 1 and 2 only, B 1 and 3, C 2 and 3 and D 1, 2, 3. What would be the right answer? सभी लोग comment section में लिखते रहिए. Now this is related to the teachings of Buddha. Now first, Buddha rejects the existence of God. That is incorrect. Buddha neither accepted the God's existence nor rejected. Buddha was silent on this. Clear? So this statement is wrong. Buddha taught that soul does not exist. Yes. And Buddha gave emphasis on law of karma. So, question is asking correct statement. So, second and third, option C is the right answer. That is second and third. So, as you can see here, 4 noble truths of Buddha. First noble truth is dukkha. That world is full of sorrow. Then reasons of dukkha. There are causes of sorrow. Clear? That is dukh samudaya. So causes are desire, hatred, ignorance, greediness. Then dukh nirodh, third truth. If desires are gotten rid of, sufferings can be removed through nirvana. Now how to achieve nirvana? Ashtangika marg, eightfold path. This can be only done through eightfold path. Clear? So in this eightfold path, Buddha says that right view, right resolve, right speech, right conduct, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness and right concentration. So Buddha neither accept God nor reject the existence of God. So first is incorrect. Clear? So option C is the right answer. Now next question. Consider the following statements regarding the Charvaka school of philosophy, which is also called as Lokya school of philosophy. Charvaka or Lokya school of philosophy. First statement is, man is the center of all the activities of this philosophy and he should enjoy himself as long as he lives. Second, Kapila laid the stone of this school, foundation of this school. Third, it argued for complete disregard of any world beyond this world that was inhabited by a person. Now the question is asking correct statement. Now tell me what would be the right answer. ये काफी easy है, and this philosophy is based on intense materialism. Remember this thing. This is based on intense materialism. बताइए what would be the right answer? सभी लोग कमेंट सेक्शन में लिखते रहेंगे. Now first statement, man is the center of all the activities of this philosophy and he should enjoy himself as long as he lives. That is correct. Clear? Second, Kapila laid the foundation. बहुत सारे लोगों को मैंने देखा पता ही नहीं who laid the foundation of this philosophy. सिर्फ रट लेते हैं चीजों को. Brihaspati laid the foundation of this philosophy. So second statement is wrong. Third, it argued for complete disregard of any world beyond this world. That means this philosophy is not based on any spiritualism. This is totally based on materialism and physical world. Clear? ये याद रखिएगा. This is correct. So basically Charvaka school of philosophy believes in materialism and hedonism. Hedonism means self pleasure. तो इसका एक बहुत ही फेमस स्लोगन है इस फिलॉसफी का, रीनम कृत्वा घीवम पीवे, टेक लोन एंड ड्रिंक घी. क्लियर? सो दिस फिलॉसफी इज बेस्ड ऑन कल हो ना हो, जितना जी सकते हो आज जी लो. सो विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट गिवन अबव इज ऑब्लिक आर करेक्ट? ऑप्शन बी, फर्स्ट एंड थर्ड. क्लियर? सो ऑप्शन बी इज द राइट आंसर एज यू कैन सी हियर. Clear? So some of the main teachings of this philosophy are they argued against gods and their representatives on earth. That means priestly class के against में है. And they argued that Brahman manufactures false rituals so as to acquire gifts, dakshina, from the followers. And man is the center of all the activities. He should enjoy himself as long as he lives. Clear? So he should consume all earthly goods and indulge in sensual pleasures. That is why first statement is correct. And this philosophy laid by Brihaspati. ये याद रखिएगा. Clear everyone? So why this is called as Lokyat? Because a keen attachment to the material things and physical things. That is why it is called as Lokyat philosophy. Clear? Now another question. Which of the following is oblique are the causes for the decline of Buddhism in India? First, the revival of Brahmanism and the rise of Bhagavatism. Second, Buddhists began to adopt Sanskrit, which was the language of elites. And third, practice of idol worship. This question is based on conceptual clarity. अगर आपको post modern period की conceptual clarity है, आपका ये question बहुत easy है. Now in post modern period, Buddhism, a new sect came during the time period of Kanishka in 4th Buddhist Council, which was held at Kundalwan, Kashmir, and there were the chairman of that council was Vasumitra, vice chairman was Ashwaghosh. Clear? Now that resulted into the conflict. So one sect became conservative, another became liberal. So two sects were created, Hinayan and Mahayana. Mahayana sect of Buddhism talks about the idol worship. So this third statement is correct. And the language of Mahayana Buddhism, Sanskrit, second is also correct. Revival of Brahmanism and rise of Bhagavatism. Yes, in post-Mauryan period, revival of Brahmanism after the decline of Mauryan Empire, the Brahmin dynasty was created, that is Shunga dynasty. Clear? Pushyamitra Shunga. And they revived Vedic practices and they brought certain changes. Clear? Second, Satavahanas in Deccan region revived Brahmanism culture. One of the greatest ruler of Satvahana, Gautami Putra Satkarni, mentions that he is the protector of Brahman. Clear? So, that is why rise of Bhagavatism. Bhagavatism in the sense, now religion based on Purans. Clear? So first is also correct. That is why this resulted into the decline in the identity of Buddhism in India. तो बुद्धिज्म जो डिफरेंट आइडेंटिटी था वो क्या हो गया, मर्ज होने लगा हिंदुइज्म में. एंड वन ऑफ द पुराण मेंशन दैट बुद्धा इज द इनकारनेशन ऑफ विष्णु. सो ऑल द स्टेटमेंट्स आर करेक्ट. ऑप्शन डी. क्लियर? ऑप्शन डी इज द राइट आंसर. नाउ अनदर क्वेश्चन. Which of the following are subsect under Buddhism? First, Mahisasaka. Second, Gokulika. Third, Hemavatika. Fourth, Siddharthaka. Now, select the correct answer using the codes given below. Now, what would be the right answer? आप सभी ने ये सारी चीजें सुनी होंगी. बताइए, what would be the right answer? Now all these are subsects in Buddhism. Getting my point? So option D is the right answer. So all these are subsects in Buddhism. Now all these are, so early Buddhist school. So after the death of Buddha, in second Buddhist council, informal division was there in Buddhism. That is, now Mahasangikas and Stavardhans. Clear? Or Stavira Nikya also. So in now this sect Stavira Nikya, this was considered as conservatives. Mahasangikas wanted some change, so they are called as liberals. Now under this Stavira Nikya, subsects like Mahisasaka, सारावस्तिवाद, संक्रांतिका, देन सौत्रांतिका, धर्मगुप्ताका, देन वस्तिपुत्रिया, देन धर्मोत्तरिया, देन भद्रयानिका, देन सन्नागरिका एंड समित्या. These were the subsect under this Stavira Nikya. Then Mahasangikas, subsects like Gokulika, then Prajnaptiwala and Bahushrutya, then Ikyavrikas. Clear? So then Katika also. So these are important subsect in this. And later in fourth Buddhist council, formal division came in Buddhism, Hinayan and Mahayana. Hinayan, that is conservative, Mahayana, Mahasangikas. Clear? So option D is the right answer. Now another question. Consider the following statement regarding Mahayana Buddhism. First, it means greater vehicle. Second, Mahayana scholars predominantly use Sanskrit as a language. Third, Emperor Ashoka patronized Mahayana school. Option A 1 and 2, B 1 and 3, C 2 and 3 and D 1, 2 and 3. What would be the right answer? सभी लोग comment section में लिखते रहिए. Now, Mahayana Buddhism is also called as greater vehicle. Greater vehicle in the sense it was liberal in nature than Hinayan. That is why it was accepted by large number of population. So greater vehicle. Second, the Mahayana scholars predominantly use Sanskrit as a language. That is also correct. Third, Emperor Ashoka patronized Mahayana school. That is wrong. During the time period of Ashoka, no Hinayan and Mahayana. Clear? Emperor Kanishka adopted this Mahayana Buddhism. Clear? So 1 and 2, option A is the right answer. As you can see here, option A is the right answer. Now, another question, consider the following statements regarding auspicious symbol under Jainism. There are certain auspicious symbols under Jainism like swastik. Swastik, first statement क्या कहता है? It signifies peace and well-being of humans. Second, Nandyavartya. Now, Nandyavartya, the mirror which reflects the inner self. Third, Bhadrasana, throne which is said to be sacrificed by the Jainas' feet. Which statement is correct? So, बहुत कम लोगों ने ये चीजें सुनी है auspicious symbols के बारे में. Swastik is correct because it signifies peace and well-being of humans. Then Nandyavartya, the mirror which reflects the inner self. No, this is wrong. The mirror which reflects inner self, that is another symbol called as Darpan. So second one is wrong, Darpan. Third, Bhadrasana, a throne which is said to be sanctified by Jainas' feet, that is correct. First and third, option B is the right answer. So as you can see here, option B is the right answer. So these are different symbols. Clear? Like swastika, which signifies peace. Nandyavartya. Now this signifies a large swastika with 9 points. Getting my point? Nandyavartya mein 9 points hote hain, large swastika. Bhadrasana, throne which is said to be sanctified by Jainas' feet. Then Shrivasta. Shrivasta, it is a mark which manifested on the Jain's chest and signified his pure soul. Then Darpan, the mirror which reflects the inner self. Another symbol, Mina Yugala, a couple of fish which signifies the conquest over sexual urges. Then Vardhmanaka, a shallow dish used as a lamp which shows the increase in the wealth, due and merit. Clear? Then Kalash, a pot filled with pure water which signifies the water. Clear? So these are some important symbols. Now another question, which of the following are subsects under the Gambaras? First, Bispanthi, second, Terapanthi, and third, Sthanakvasi sect. Which of the statement given above is oblique are correct? Clear? Now, कौन सा स्टेटमेंट सही है? Now remember this thing, यहां पे कॉन्टेक्स्ट ध्यान से पढ़िएगा. दिगंबराज नॉट श्वेतांबराज. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, बिस्पंथी is the subsect under Digambaras. Terapanthi subsect under Digambaras. Sthanakvasi sect under Shwetambaras. So there are various sect and subsect under Digambaras and Shwetambaras. So option A, 1 and 2 only. Getting my point? So option A is the right answer. As you can see here, Digambaras subsect, Mool Sangh. Mool Sangh is the original community, and Terapanthi, Taranpanthi, Bispanthi. So these three are modern communities. Then Shwetambara subsect like Sthanakvasi and Murtik Pujaka. Getting my point? So these are some important keywords with respect to Jainism. So these keywords will help you in examination. Clear? Now, another question, consider the following statement regarding the various Buddhist texts. First, the Vishuddhi Magga was written by Buddha Ghosh. Second, Udana Varga contains utterances of Buddha and his disciples was written in Pali language. Now, third, Abhidharma Moksha contains the famous story of blind man and the elephant. Clear? Now question is asking which of the statement given above is oblique are correct. Now Vishuddhi Magga was written by Buddha Ghosh. That is correct. सभी लोग comment section में लिखते रहिए. Then Udana Varga contains utterances of Buddha. Let me tell you, these are the early, you can say it, here it is written contains. That is wrong. Clear? This is wrong. Clear? वर्ड का बहुत बड़ा खेल होता है यूपीएससी में, ये याद रखिएगा. क्लियर? सो दीज आर दी कलेक्शंस, नॉट कंटेन्स. दीज आर दी कलेक्शन ऑफ अटरेंसेस ऑफ बुद्धा एंड हिज डिसाइपल्स. सेकेंड इज रॉन्ग. थर्ड, अभिधर्म मोक्षा कंटेन्स द फेमस स्टोरी ऑफ ब्लाइंड मैन एंड द एलिफेंट. नो, दिस स्टोरी इज गिवन इन उदाना. क्लियर? दिस स्टोरी इज गिवन इन उदाना. Third is also wrong. So question is asking correct. So first only, option B, 1 only. Option B, 1 only. So Visuddhi Marg written by Buddha Ghosh. Now Visuddhi Marg is a text of Theravada Buddhism, and it contains the discussions on various teachings of Buddha. So first statement is correct. Second, Udana Varga, early Buddhist collection. क्लियर, कलेक्शन ऑफ अटरेंसेस एट्रीब्यूटेड, ये वर्ड्स याद रखिए, एट्रीब्यूटेड टू दी बुद्धा एंड हिज डिसाइपल्स. देन उदाना, अभी मैंने आपको बताया, उदाना वाज द बुद्धिस्ट टेक्स्ट व्हिच कंटेन्स द फेमस स्टोरी ऑफ ब्लाइंड मैन एंड एलिफेंट. सो थर्ड इज आल्सो रॉन्ग. सो अभिधर्म मोक्ष वाज रिटन बाय वासुबंधु, ये याद रखिएगा, अभिधर्म मोक्ष वाज रिटन बाय वासुबंधु इन संस्कृत लैंग्वेज एंड दैट इज ऑन द डिस्कशन ऑफ अभिधर्म. क्लियर, अभिधर्म पिटक फिलोसफी. क्लियर, ये याद रखिएगा. नाउ अनदर क्वेश्चन, consider the following statements regarding the development of mathematics during ancient India. First, extraction of square and cube roots of large numbers can be found in the text Aryabhatiya. Second, Sanskrit name for zero dot is Sunya Bindu, which was clearly stated in Subandhu's Vaswadatta. Now question is asking which of these statement given above is oblique are correct. Option A 1 only, B 2 only, C 1 and 2 and D neither 1 nor 2. Now which statement is correct? बताइए. Now first, extraction of square and cube roots large number contains to be found in the text Aryabhatiya, which is written by Aryabhat, and that statement is correct. Second, Sanskrit name for zero dot is Sunya Bindu, which was clearly stated in Subandhu's Vaswadatta. Yes. So, option C, both the statements are correct. Option C, both these statements are correct. Clear? As Aryabhat, he also he took the earth to rotate on its axis and he gave planet periods with respect to sun also. In India, the method of extraction of square and cube roots of large number first appeared in Aryabhatiya. Clear? And then this was followed by Brahmagupta, who was a scholar in 598 AD. Clear? So, he did not give any rule for square root extraction. ब्रह्मगुप्ता ने स्क्वायर रूट को एक्सट्रैक्ट करने के लिए कोई रूल नहीं दिया था. ये चीजें बहुत माइन्यूट होती हैं, ध्यान रखिएगा. एंड वासुदत्ता इज अ क्लासिकल संस्कृत romantic tale which was written in ornate style of language and इनके author कौन है? सुबांधु. Clear? So both the statements are correct. Now another question, which one of the following texts of ancient India allows divorce to a wife who has been deserted by her husband? A. Kama Sutra, B. Manv Dharma Shastra, C. Shukra Niti Sar and D. Arthashastra. So, एक चीज याद रखिए, around 2022, one question was asked from Arthashastra with respect to the position of women. Now, this is also mentioned in Arthashastra. So, Arthashastra is a book on statecraft. It is a collection of 15 books which mentions different subjects and domains. Clear? So, the correct answer here is option D, Arthashastra. Clear? Now, so as you can see here, Arthashastra. So, Arthashastra is thought to have been written by Kautilya, a kind of handbook for Chandragupta, instructing him how to rule over a kingdom and encourage a direct action in terms of political concerns without regard for ethical considerations. Clear? So, Arthashastra also allows divorce to a wife deserted by her husband. Clear, everyone? Now another question, which of the following Buddhist text was or were written in Sanskrit language? First, Mahavastu. Second, Lalita Vistara Sutra. Third, Buddha Charita. Then select the correct answer using the codes given below. Option A 1 and 2 only. Option B second and third only. And option C first and third only. Option D 1, 2 and 3. Now, what would be the right answer? Now, what would be the right answer? Mahavastu, Lalita Vistara Sutra, Buddha Charita. So, सही आंसर क्या होगा? All the statements are correct. Option D, first of all. और ये मैंने डिस्कस भी किया हुआ है बिकॉज द सेम काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चंस आस्क्ड इन CAPF, CDS and all. Clear? Now all the above given texts were written in Sanskrit language like Mahavastu. It is a now it is a basically it is a text of Lokotravada school. Now Lokotravada school of early Buddhism. Now it is said that more than half of the text is composed of Jataka and Avadhan tales. Clear? That means early life of Buddha and other bodhisattvas. Then Mahavastu contains the prose and verse written in Sanskrit as well as Pali and Prakrit also. So Sanskrit bhi likha hua hai, that is why it is considered as Sanskrit text. Then Lalita Vistara Sutra is a Sanskrit Mahayana Buddhist sutra, and this tells the story of Gautam Buddha from the time of his descent, that is from Tushita until his first sermon, that till the story of Sarnath in Deer Park. And then Buddha Charita, बहुत ही important epic poem है, which was written on the life of Gautam Buddha and it was written by Ashwaghosh. Clear? So these are some important things which we should understand for prelims examination. Now consider the following statement regarding Pratikraman under Jainism. अब बहुत सारे लोगों को ये पता ही नहीं what is Pratikraman. Now first, it is a religious practice of voluntary fasting to death. Second, it is a process during which Jains repent for their sins during their daily life. Which of the statement given above is oblique are correct? So first statement जो है religious practice fasting unto death, that is called as Salekhna. Salekhna. Second statement is correct. It is a process during Jains repent for their sins during their daily life. So option B is the right answer. Clear? Option B is the right answer. So Pratigaman, it is a process during which Jains repent for their sins during daily life. Clear? So they remind themselves not to repeat them, and the 5 types of things in Pratigaman like Devasi, Rai, Paki, then Chaumasi and Samvatsari. So all these are important things from the perspective of your prelims examination. So I hope this session is beneficial for all of you. Revise kariye dhang se, and the PDF with respect to this session will be shared on YouTube itself. Clear? Thank you so much.